Hey guys, so I am going to be showing you how to mix the 6 milligram vial of semaglutide. I'm just going to start off by showing you all the supplies that you're going to need. So of course we have our little vial of semaglutide. Put that so you can see it. We have our reconstitution, our backwater. You can get this off of Hydro Research. It will give you the option to add this to your cart when you go to checkout. For some reason it's not with all the products anymore, but so you'll need one of these. You don't need one of these every time you mix, but they do advise that you get a new one of these every 30 days, just because bacteria can grow in here and you don't want to be drawing up out of bacteria. Have I personally made my own shots with fluid that's been open a little longer than 30 days? Yes, but I'm just telling you that's what they advise. So of course you're going to also want some little alcohol swabs. This is just to keep everything clean. You're going to want to clean the tops before you mix. Of course you're going to want to have clean surfaces, clean hands. You want everything to be clean. And then you're going to have two different syringes you're going to use. So you're going to use a bigger syringe, and this is to mix with. So this is a 3 milliliter with a 25 gauge needle on it, 1 inch long. And this is what you're going to draw up the backwater or the reconstitution fluid and put it into the vial of semaglutide with. And then you're also going to need your smaller insulin needles. This is what you're going to draw up from your vial of semaglutide, and then depending on what dose you're on, it's going to be to a certain point. And then of course you'll just keep these in the fridge. Usually I make them a month at a time, so 4 shots at a time. That's the suggested dose. So you're supposed to start, like your very first dose you should be on 0.25. So you're going to draw up 4 of these of the 0.25. The next month, after 4 weeks, if you have done well, you're not sick, you're feeling good, then you can move up to the 0.5. So at that point, then I will kind of do the same thing, except for sometimes this will already be mixed. This, you need to keep it in the fridge once it's mixed. This, I've heard, is good for 2 to 3 months. Will it go bad? It's questionable. More than going bad, especially if you've mixed it cleanly, you've kept it in the fridge, you've done everything the right way. Most of the time it will lose potency, not necessarily go bad. So like if you're on month 3, it just may not feel quite as strong. Not necessarily it's bad, not that it's going to work, but just it won't be quite as strong. So, okay. All right, so we're going to get started. And again, this is mixing a 6 milligram vial, I always mess that up, 6 milligram vial of semaglutide. So on Hydro right now, they're selling, well, they're marked as 5 and 10, but when you get them in, they actually say 6 or 12. So I'm showing you how to mix the one that is marked as a 5 on the website, but it's actually 6 milligrams on the vial. So clean hands, just wash my hands. We're going to pop the little lid off of this, and then we're going to take one of these, pop the lid off of that. So we have 2 freshly opened vials. We're going to take our bigger needle, and you're going to take, you drop air into it, and we're going to do 2 milliliters of air basically, but then we're going to, wait, y'all call me off guard. Almost did it. I'm not used to videoing myself, so. Alright, so you're going to take your little alcohol swab, clean, make sure that's clean, which they should be clean, they should be sterile because we just opened them, but you can never be too safe. Okay, so we're going to open this. We got our 2 milliliters of air drawn up. You're going to flip this one upside down, insert that needle, push that air in. So now you're going to draw out 2 milliliters of fluid, and you can see it kind of coming in, you can see the bubbles and all that. So I always go past just a little bit, and then I push the air back out to go right to 2. So you take this out of the reconstitution fluid, and then you're going to take your vial of medicine. This right now it's a powder form. I don't know if you, it's a powder form. So you're just going to insert this right into the middle on the top, and it's going to automatically like vacuum pull it out. Many people have said that peptides can be fragile, so they don't say to like shake it up. They say like take it and roll it. Or if I'm making up a bunch of shots, for like me, my family, whoever, I will go ahead and mix up 2 or 3 of these little vials and kind of let them sit there for a minute, because you want them mixed good until there's no powdery substance left. Sometimes there'll be like little tiny air bubbles. There's not much that you can do about that. After they sit for a while, those typically will go away. But you're just going to kind of roll it around till you get rid of any powder. And sometimes the powder's on the bottom. Sometimes it'll be like around the top. So you just got to watch for there to be no powder. Okay. So now we have our vial of semaglutide. And this is 6 milligrams. That I put 2 milliliters of fluid in. So we're going to clean it again because I've been touching all over it. So for this dose, and I am going to put charts up so that y'all can see the charts. But for this dose, when you mix 2 milliliters with a 6 milligram vial of semaglutide, that's important, y'all, because if you mix up 12 and then you overdose yourself, like you're gonna be sick. So you need to pay attention to the charts and your numbers. So 0.25 is 8 units. So that is they're tiny. It's gonna be hard to see, but you can go to the 10 and then you're gonna push back out just a little bit. So once you have your 8 units of air, pretty much, you're gonna flip your vial upside down, push that in. Push the air in, shake it around just a little bit, and then you're going to draw. You're going to draw your semaglutide. Hang on. That was in the little rubber gasket thing. All right, you're going to draw your semaglutide up. Sometimes it fills right up. Sometimes it's a little harder to get out. Oops, sorry. So you're just going to fill it up to where you need it to be, and then push the air back out. And sometimes you have to do this a time or two to make sure you don't have any air in it, because you don't want to inject yourself with air. Alright, so we're just going to go to the 8 unit mark. And sometimes it takes a time or two to get it right. You just want to make sure you got it right before you give yourself a shot. These needles are kind of hard to use. This is a new to me brand. But anyway, so then we're going to recap it. And you now have your first dose of 0.25. So I will continue on and I will make 3 more of those. So I'll end up with 4 shots, and that is my first month of semaglutide. You take these once a week on the same day each week. So if you want to take it Sunday night, take it Sunday night, Monday, whatever night. It doesn't matter which night you take it on. You just got to make sure you take it the same night each week. If you ever want to move your shot days, do not move up. Move further out. So say I took this one on Sunday, but I would really like for my shot day to be on Tuesdays. So I would either just wait till the next Tuesday to take my next shot, or like the next week I would go Monday, the next week I would go Tuesday. It just kind of depends on how it makes you feel. If it makes you feel not so great, you're going to want to wait longer. If you're trying to move shot days, you're not going to want to go shorter. Okay. All right. Well, good luck, y'all. Let me know if you have any questions. Okay.